I don't want to alarm everybody, but we might actually be in an automatic promotion race after all. Hello and welcome to part 96 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Doncaster and Blackburn, both in the Championship. Since you were last with me, form is still a bit up and down. The Championship just seems to be one of those leagues where you don't need to win every single game to find yourself charging up the league, because we've had, I would say that's a mixed February, but we find ourselves third in the league. To be fair, we have played a lot of the teams who are around us in the playoff push, and we've come out of it relatively unscathed. So I guess that's why it's forced us up the table. But we're third in the league, 38 games played, only 4 points behind second placed Forest, and 5 points clear of seventh place Rotherham. So we're actually closer to automatic promotion than we are to falling out of the playoffs. But obviously that could all change with a couple of iffy results. In today's episode, Doncaster are already relegated, I think, or pretty blooming close to it. But Blackburn are the team directly below us in the playoff hunt at the moment, so they're going to be particularly strong opposition. Some sad news as well. Matondo has signed another one-year contract extension with Stoke, so any hopes we had of bringing him in on a free transfer in the summer are now gone. We tried to agree a fee to bring him in permanently. They want £7 million for him. We don't have £7 million. Obviously, if we get promoted, we might have £7 million, and we'll then obviously try and bring him in. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Matondo playing for us next season. But as a silver lining to that cloud, Ollie Steer, the guy who we came in as a potential Matondo replacement, he's still not starting games for us, but he is coming off the bench every now and then and scoring goals. So Ollie Steer and Anthony Harris might be your strike partnership going forward, and they've not done too badly in recent games. But let's not worry about next season for now. Let's worry about getting ourselves promoted, and hopefully once we do that, we can then make all of the loan players permanent, because we still rely on quite a few of them. You'll notice as well, I've made a couple of tweaks to the midfield, finally playing Lerick Fernandez in a position he's actually natural playing in. And we've switched these three roles all around to try and suit the players better. So rather than an attacking playmaker, we've got an attacking midfielder, a deep lying playmaker, and a central midfielder on attack. After 5 years, we might have finally found the way to get Fernandez and Sawinski to play together. It'd be nice if we finally figured it out. But this is the team to take on Doncaster. We've got Watson in goal, a back four of Wearmouth, Rogers, McLeish and Teasdale, with Harrison at the base of the midfield, Fernandez and Sawinski ahead of him, Wharton in behind Harris and Matondo, who have over 50 goals between them already this season. Harris and Matondo are one of the great strike partnerships of the modern era of football, certainly at Championship level. In a world where, you know, most teams play one striker, we've got a 50 goal plus strike partnership that have done it 2 years in a row, and it's an absolute delight to manage. I like having a strike partnership. Right, let's assertively show why Doncaster are rubbish and we're not. We are one. I mean, that was interesting actually, because that said we were second in the form table in the Championship at the moment. We just looked at our recent form. We've only won 3 of our last 6 games, and we're second in the form. Nobody wants to get promoted, apart from us, it seems. Anthony Harris, with 2 minutes on the clock, has got his 22nd goal of the season to put us 1-0 up against Doncaster and close that gap on Forest above us even more. It would be utterly remarkable if we forced our way into the automatic promotion scene, but as it stands right now, we're only 1 point behind Forest with a far superior goal difference. We've got the best goal difference in the league by miles, and we've got a penalty inside the first 10 minutes of this match. It's Wharton to take. Can he make it 2-0? He can't. Sawinski, could argue, was fouled in the follow-up. Imagine getting another penalty immediately afterwards. Harrison to take the subsequent corner. It falls to Sawinski, who looks like he wants a goal today. I think he's forgotten which way we're shooting, though. I mean, what was that? What on earth was that? Goodness me. Well, that took the sting out of that little attacking spell. Teasdale now finds Matondo. It's Teasdale again. Crosses to Wharton. He missed the penalty, but does pick up his 7th goal of the season shortly after from a header from the Teasdale cross. It's Doncaster 0, Holme 2, and I mean, we are just a lot better than this team we're playing. It's pretty clear. And Wharton forcing his way into the team ahead of Moss in the second half of the season. So I think when it comes to deciding on which loans to make permanent, if we are in a position to do it, Wharton is making a very strong argument for being the attacking midfielder that we go with next season. But obviously, if we are still in the Championship next year and we are relying on loans, we'll see which one of them we can get back, if either of them, because Stoke, not even in the playoffs, why would they let us have Moss and Matondo again for another year when we're clearly better than they are, using two of their players? Teasdale now in behind again, finds Matondo and it just clips the top of the crossbar and goes over. Southampton look like they're winning their game. Forest not yet winning theirs though, so... I mean, we're not trying to win the league. That would be mad, but it would be nice to force our way into second place. Argument for a second yellow card here, I think. It looks like he's going to get it as well. Matondo's just shoulder barged off the ball by a player already on a yellow card. He couldn't cope with Matondo, and he has been sent off. Doncaster already 2-0 down, now also down to 10 men, and we should romp through the rest of this game off the back of that. Wearmouth to take a throw on, probably the last attack of this first half. It's with Harrison, finds Teasdale. Teasdale, possibly in a shooting position, tries to square it, comes back to Teasdale again, who has a shot. And then the third time of asking, Peter Teasdale gets his first ever goal for the club. I mean, he had enough opportunities there. This one, I didn't dare shoot. This one, is he crossing again? Nobody knows. And then he ends up with an open goal. Third time of asking. Teasdale makes it 3-0 before half-time. And we are pretty much home and dry in this game already. And eyes are starting to shift focus towards what Forest are up to. Because if Forest lose today, because I think they're drawing at the moment, if Forest lose, we actually do jump up into second place with that incredibly generous goal difference that we've got at the moment. So Forest, in fact, Forest are already losing. They're losing 3-0. Forest have decided they don't want to get automatic promotion, it seems. Right, let's... you might be winning, but that could all still change. Yeah, don't let performance levels drop. Always good advice. So let's get into this second half. We need to be keeping a bit of an eye on fitness levels because we have got the Blackburn game coming up next. I'm not sure how Blackburn are doing. Blackburn are presumably losing as well. Are they drawing away against Stoke? So we want to keep players fit for the Blackburn game as much as we can. So I'm keeping an eye on Teasdale particularly. Or we don't have Gregson on the bench, so that's not a change we're really able to make. But we want to keep the team as fresh as we possibly can going into the Blackburn game because we need to win that one as well. Perry can come on for Fernandez. That's an easy change to make. Who on earth is Kane Bryan? Kane Bryan is someone... He's a winger. I mean, what's he doing there? What use is that to me? What am I going to do with a winger? Got to start picking your own bench, Kev. We've talked about this before. Right, let's what should we do? I want to take Teasdale off, but we have nobody who could play right back unless Kane Bryan can play right back. I mean, we play with such a... Perhaps this is the future. Perhaps this is where we find right backs from now on. We just convert wingers. They basically play as wingers anyway. Let's see if he can do a job for us playing as a right wing back, and which is effectively playing as a winger. We've just gone 4-0 up through an absolute goalkeeping howler. Harrison with the free kick, their goalkeeper. I mean, he had 2 or 3 attempts to just get a hold of that. Is he aware he's allowed to touch it with his hands? It's like, oh, I've touched it with my hands, better let go. In fact, he never did attempt it with his hands. He went feet first both times. What is he up to? That's why Doncaster are going to get relegated. Final change for us, and we are going to take Matondo off and bring Steer on. Just any opportunity to get Ollie Steer some game time, just to get championship experience into him. Perry with the shot from range, and this time the keeper remembers he's allowed to handle it and keeps hold of it. But we want to see more of Steer. Steer's scored a couple of lovely goals for us so far in his home career, and he didn't look like a natural goal scorer based on his record for McDonald's, but he's come into home and is scoring goals for us already, which is very pleasant to see. McLeish, why is he taking the throw in? He's a centre-back. Doesn't really matter. We've won 4-0 away from home. I'm not going to complain too much. But that was weird to see him taking a throw in at the end. Right, now we need to do that same job again against a much better team in the shape of Blackburn, who, remember, pay the highest salaries in the whole league. No changes for the Blackburn game then, as we do look to just do the same again. Same again, please. Let's have the same performance that we had against Doncaster. Hopefully the same result would be an absolute delight. Seems pretty unlikely though, but have we got the option to just come out and carry on? We owe Blackburn. That's it. We always like to owe somebody. We owe Blackburn after what happened in our last match. Let's go and put them in their place. It looks like Southampton and Forest are both playing today as well, as obviously our Blackburn, because we're playing them. So as much as we're trying to beat Blackburn, we're also having a little look at what's going on above us as we continue to try and push towards automatic promotion. No, none of this playoff nonsense. We don't want the playoffs now. We want automatic promotion. We've decided to go into this with newfound confidence, and we want to win. We want to win the league. We're not going to win the league. 6 games to go with 6 points behind. I think that's probably a little bit too much to overturn, but Forest are looking vulnerable, and it's still 0-0 in their game as it is in ours. Rodgers heads to Fernandes. Fernandes can't get hold of it in that midfield, which is a bit of a problem because it's given the possession straight back to Blackburn, and they try to come at us down our left-hand side, and I mean, that's just a good goal. They've exploited us. I mean, it's the 4-2-3-1 again. We all know the story. We come up against a 4-2-3-1 and we are going to struggle. And here's a perfect example of it. Our left back just letting their right winger do what he wants. And there's our right back letting their left winger do what he wants. And it wasn't even that we'd overcommitted forward and it cost us. It's more to do with the fact that our fullbacks can't really defend. We don't pick them based on how good they are at defending. We pick them based on how quick they are and how good they are at crossing. So even if they do find themselves accidentally in the right position, like they both did there, they're not actually good enough to do anything about it if they come up against good opposition. And it's an ongoing problem, one that I refuse to address, because as you saw in the last match, I'd rather try inexperienced wingers at right back than sign a real right back who can actually defend. Right, let's continue. Let's be aggressive and say we owe Blackburn. Come on now, we do owe them. I mean, results-wise, even if we lose, it's absolutely not disastrous. We're still comfortably up in that playoff mix that we said we didn't want to be a part of. I'm actually not too far behind Forest still, who presumably are drawing, and we've got 6 games left. We'll be fine. The playoffs is a perfectly acceptable place to end up. I've changed my tune massively. Let's demand more. Come on, we need to at least draw this game. A draw is a very good result in this game if we can find a way to grab an equaliser. Remember, this is the highest wage bill against the lowest wage bill in the division. Matondo's done brilliantly there, but does fire over from far too far out. He had Anthony Harris ahead of him and Wharton up there supporting as well, and just kind of ignored them both and had a wild shot from so far away. And our entire front three are not playing very well today. I might even take all 3 of them off. I'm certainly going to take off the 2 strikers. We're going to bring on Marsh and Steer and see if they can offer something a little bit different to what Matondo and Harris were offering before. What should we do? Push forward. We've got to grab an equaliser. Let's go attacking as well and try and get the ball in front of these attacking players. We're going to bring Perry on for Wharton and stick Sawinski in there, and you can then go to do that because you're good at that. And fingers crossed we can find some kind of equaliser from somewhere. Let's get creative now. Come on, we've got to do something. Blackburn are frustrated. We've got a free kick. It's Harrison to Fernandes. He hits the post. Ugh, so close. Nottingham Forest have gone ahead in their game now. So I think any automatic promotion dreams are falling away as we pick up a defeat. They pick up a win. Blackburn leapfrog over us as well. We were unlucky there. I think on another day we could have weighed in with a result there. And it's another example of we're playing against the teams around us, and they're always tight games. Sometimes we win them, sometimes we lose them. I think we probably were flattering ourselves a little bit aiming for automatic promotion. We've looked like a playoff team all the way through, and hopefully we do secure a spot in those playoffs in the next episode. This is what the league table looks like. So I think we should end up in the playoffs. I mean, we could still push up there and challenge Forest. Who knows? We're going to be back. We are playing Forest. In fact, that becomes a massive game. But we'll be back in the next episode, which will be Sunday's episode. We'll be playing Barnsley and Bristol City in the last 2 games of the regular season. And hopefully celebrating automatic promotion, or more accurately, hopefully securing a spot in the playoffs, which we can then do when we're back on our normal schedule next week. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.